Strand's right around the corner, and we're starting to learn more than ever, and honestly, I just can't wait to start making builds for you all. I think Strand's going to have a lot of potential and could honestly become one of the best subclasses in the game. So in this video, I want to go over everything we know and also speculate on some things that we could be seeing in the future. I'm pretty much going to be diving into every single bit of information that we have public to us, and I'm excited to get this started. But really quick, I don't do this often, but I am on the road to 30,000 subscribers. It would be a dream of mine to hit this before Lightfall, so if you all enjoy and learn anything new, consider subscribing. But also obviously, watching the video is way more than enough. Any support from you all is truly appreciated, and let's just jump straight into it. All right, so first things first, let's just take a look at the website and look at this crazy brand new art. We obviously see the Titan using his brand new super, the Hunter has his little rope out, and then obviously the Warlock is also doing some telekinetic stuff up there. This is the Strand logo, and simply Strand says, reach into the darkness and pluck at the threads of consciousness. That is a very, very cool description, and also just this art style in general is awesome. If you don't know, we have the Brood Weaver for the Warlock, we also have the Threat Runner for the Hunter, and on top of that we have the Berserker for the Titan. So since we know what the classes names are, let's take a look at their main identities for the most part, which is their supers. Now the super for the Warlock is going to be a Nova Bomb like super. It's going to be a one and done. You take it, you cast it, and you're going to throw all these little strand lines out that will eventually blow up, and it seems to be causing tingles. We'll get back to tingles in a second, because we learned what these are pretty recently. I'm not exactly sure if that's what these are, but they will blow up and do some damage, which is really cool. So it's essentially just like a one and done super. Now we have the Titan, which basically gets his claws out, basically becomes a berserker. It, hence the name. He can twirl, and what's really cool is, I don't know if they're going to show it in this clip. Okay, they did right there. So as you see, when he ends it, he actually seems to create lashes everywhere. Lashes is another one of those things that we will jump to in a second, but that seems to be a certain aspect or maybe verb of Strand. And now we have the Hunter super, where he's going to jump up, and this is going to be like a roaming super, and he's going to twirl his thing around, and this doesn't seem to do anything special other than just do Strand damage. It seems to have a long range attack. You can twirl it around. I think it's gonna be more of like an ad clear super, more so than like a DPS super, so that's pretty cool. So for some other quick little notes, if you don't know yet, Strand has a grappling hook. So as you see, you can grapple. This is just some pre-alpha footage. It will look way better as we get later into the video, but all I want to point out is we have a melee icon that seems to have a skull with a bullet through it. Now I think this may be seen in another trailer, which again we'll get into later, but this could be some other thing. And obviously also you can see the super right here. Okay, so now we have some other gameplay where we have a Warlock doing its super. As you see, they have 3 melee abilities. I'm not exactly sure what this is going to relate to. Maybe other subclasses can get 3 melees now, maybe 3 grenades, who knows. But as you see, there is 3 melee abilities on this Warlock. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to do from the image, but that's a thing, which is pretty cool. Now we also have a Hunter coming in using what I assume is going to be an aspect, which he's basically kind of like Shadow Dive, and what I assume this is going to do is unleash lashes, because you see they get stuck in the air. And then also I think the final thing to point out is the fact that this Hunter, I'm assuming, it definitely is a Hunter, they have the dodge, has 2 grappling hooks. Now we will again see this later, but this is probably going to be an aspect, I would assume, so you can get 2 grappling hooks or something, or 2 grenade charges in general. So that's pretty cool. They did mention that Hunters were previously the only one with grappling hooks, but it was too fun, so they put it on every single character. So I would imagine the Hunter may get an aspect that amplifies that a little bit. Okay, so jumping into some other stuff, we have Woven Mail. This is probably going to be a verb, and as you see from this exotic, grapple is going to grant you Woven Mail. The Woven Mail in the description from here also says it's going to grant flinch resistance, but I think it's going to do a little bit more than that. So if we come over here, we can see that the Hunter exotic helmet is going to give extra protection as Hunters gain armor and flinch resistance when they grapple. So since the grapple is going to grant Woven Mail, we can assume that Woven Mail will also grant you some sort of damage reduction, which is really, really cool. You can also see that this Woven Mail adds this green armor aura effect to you, so it would make sense if this is some sort of damage reduction. Now we also have the Titan right here. So this is going to have a barricade that spawns additional lashes. Lashes seems to be these things that are going to lock enemies up in the air. As you see, these are the lashes. I don't know if this is a Titan specific aspect or if this is going to be some sort of thing that every character can have. Lashes do seem to just be a general thing, but as you see, they will get caught up in the air, which is really, really cool. And as you see, the Titan also does have this green aura armor on him. So when we go back, we can see the Titan exotic, when they use their barricade, it's going to spawn seeking projectiles that suspend enemies and gives armor to its wielder. So this seems also to grant woven mail because you're going to get armor just like the hunter exotic, and I honestly can see some crazy things coming out with this. But now let's move on to tangles. We have tangles, which I assume is going to be another thing that anybody can create, but specifically it shows with the Quicksilver Storm cows right here. As you see, tangles are just these balls of strand that form that you can pick up right here, throw, and it seems going to blow enemies up. Now we move on to the Warlock exotic where they have threatlings. Let me move my camera so you see. So as you see here, it will spawn threatlings. Threatlings I assume is going to be a Warlock specific thing. So basically when you shoot a tangle, which is for sure going to be an everybody thing, you will spawn these threatlings. I'm sure there are going to be ways to increase these threatlings effectiveness in the actual Warlock subclass itself. We'll just have to wait and see, but those are pretty much our main like verbs, aspects, fragments that we know so far, but you could definitely see these throughout the other trailers. All right, so now we're going to play this, and as you see, the hunter did his shadow dive right here, and everyone got caught up again. As we talked about previously, I think this is going to be some sort of aspect again where he can dive and it'll just make some lashes go out. The lashes, as you saw from the Titan thing, will trap them in the air, and now they're good to go. Now, another thing is that we can now see in motion the double grappling hook. As you see, they use one, then they used another one, and then they did some sort of finisher or melee on this Cabal. Not exactly sure what that was. Maybe it's like as you come at your finisher, if you attach to an enemy, you do this like executioner thing. Since the hunters do seem to be playing with the grapple the most, that could be pretty cool. Now we see something really interesting where the Titan makes his barricade and only shoots out one lash. So that is for sure an aspect on the Titan. You pop your barricade, you create a lash, but then that other exotic will create two additional lashes and give you that armor. But again, right here, lashes, they caught up in the air. That's simply what it's going to do. It seems that everything was caught up because of the Titan right here. And now the hunter is going to come in with its grappling hook, and then you can see that they throw their melee ability. The reason we know this is a hunter is because one, there was a Titan, there's a Warlock putting a rift down right here, and then the hunter's stolen this melee ability. And in the reveal trailer, they actually showed this melee a little bit for like one frame, and so I can almost guarantee that this is the hunter melee abilities. And hunters also always have the throwable melees pretty much most of the time, so you can kind of see what it does. It seems that the melee is going to travel around, like maybe if they're attached to lashes, it just seeks out things that are lashed together and do some damage. The Warlock, it's just placing a rift. I don't really know what the Warlock is doing. Maybe they have Dynamo equipped or something. Right here is just some more gameplay of the supers just in action, which looks really cool. But what's sick here is that we also see the Titan also has another benefit. Not only does it just melee do some strain damage, but it also seems to be able to do like a wave attack, and it's going to create lashes. Now, the reason I say that is because if we slow this down a lot, as you see here, we can see it's coming out, and when it hits this enemy, the lashes are definitely being created right here. And after the initial explosion goes away, you can definitely see that like the lash is definitely there. Now we can move on to the environmental trailer, which honestly doesn't have a whole bunch. As you see, we can see our hunter using his aspect again where he makes the lashes. Now here is what is interesting about this trailer. Is right here, I'm not exactly sure what this hunter is doing, if this is a finisher or a melee. If you look back earlier in the video, that melee thing where it had like that little like dagger-ish thing, go into their head, this seems maybe could be a melee ability where they twirl, then throw it out, and then that could be really cool. The other thing is though that the hunter melee ability also seems to be the throwable thing, so I think this could be a finisher that we're seeing in this clip right here, which is a really cool finisher. Don't get me wrong, like this looks really sick, but I think that is pretty much all we're seeing. And then right here we see the threatlings right here, which is going to attack these war beasts. Now right here, I don't know if this is just making an explosion or if this is going to create a threat, but I assume they have such little health, they're just going to die right here immediately if they actually don't show it. So the threatlings could maybe create the strands or threads. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I think they're just going to do damage, but we'll just have to wait and see. Right here, again, we see the Titan using his little thing for a split second, which I think is going to create threads. And then if we just move on to the reveal trailer, we see right here that the hunter does also seem to, kill somebody with this grappling hook. I'm not exactly sure if this is going to happen, but this is a thing maybe. I'm sure this is just like a cinematic thing for the reveal trailer, but yeah. While editing, I came across a couple more things I forgot to mention. So in this part, we see a Titan slam through a wall with Strand on his hand. Now every single Titan has a shoulder charge ability. I don't know if that's what we're seeing here. Admittedly, it does look pretty basic, like it seems to just be like a cutscene, and since that everything else in this part of the trailer is also based on like cutscenes, you're in space, this could just be a cutscene of like our guardian finding Strand, and then we break out of a prison or something, or somewhere we were stuck, and I don't know, it could be that, it could be something with the shoulder charge. I'd imagine The short charge is probably going to be a little bit more flary, but you know, that's what we have right now. And also, as of today, we got a bunch of updates on our weapons and perks, and now Osmosis will work with Strand, which is cool since Strand is going to be a weapon type now. And Elemental Capacitor will also work with Strand. It's going to give you plus 20 airborne effectiveness and then plus 25 for the enhanced perk. So if you want more airborne effectiveness, equip Elemental Capacitor and then you're good to go. But yeah, that is just some extra stuff I wanted to throw in towards the end of the video. But yeah, I think that's going to do it all for what we know about Strand so far. I'm sure there will be a blog post or something in the TWAB explaining more about this, but right now we can assume that something like threads and tangles are for sure just the verbs of Strand. These are probably the things that are going to use the Sun Champions as well. Threadlings, I think, are something specific to the Warlock, but maybe other classes can use them. I'm also going to imagine that Woven Mail is just another verb that grants damage reduction. Specifically, if you use the Hunter exotic, it'll grant flinch resistance as well, which is pretty cool, and it has a pretty easy access to grant that since you're going to have double grappling hooks. There's a whole bunch of synergies that I could honestly just put together just going off with this little information we have. If you guys would like to see a video about that, be sure to let me know in the comments, and I really hope y'all did enjoy this. Let me know if you're excited for Strand in the comments below. I know I am. I am so excited to start build crafting with this, and I really hope you all enjoy the builds that I put out. But anyway, I think that is going to do it all for me. If you all did enjoy, consider subscribing, drop a like, and turn notifications on. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord, follow me on any of my socials, all that will be linked in the description below. But like I said earlier, just know watching this video is way more than enough, and that every single bit of support from you all is truly appreciated. Thank y'all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.